Well, good morning, YouTubes. You join me about to fold, yeah. About to go on a bit of a road trip in the i3. So let's chuck some stuff in. Now, I did set the car to condition last night to warm the battery up because I've got 200 miles to do today. It's green, so that's fully charged. I've got 200 miles to do today, so I thought recondition the battery or condition the battery, should I say, and that should give you better range. Also, I've got the suction cup on the window, so hopefully you'll be able to follow me on this trip. Quick addition: phone holder with the charging cable, designed by, I think this chap's name was Paul, off of one of the i3 forums on eBay. I've got a larger case on my phone and it will fit in there. You can fold the case back on itself. Obviously I've only got one hand at the moment, but you can fold the case back on itself, so you can use sat nav and all that sort of stuff, and fits in the stock holder. So I've put my second holder in there. So right, yeah, join me on a 200 mile trip. Now, I've never done a long trip in this. What do we got? Press some buttons, ready to operate. Turn the music down. I know the door's open. I know the door's open. Whatever happened to normal cars where it didn't beep at you, didn't tell you what to do? So 100%, range 159 miles. It's a 200 mile trip, so I'm going to have to put some more electricity in this at some point. So let's see how we get on, and I'll let you know what modes I'm running in, and we'll see how far we get. Temperature today as I'm leaving is 13 degrees. Should be a bit warmer today, but let's see how we get on. Catch you soon.
In a quarter of a mile,
oh, shush.
merge onto M20.
Yes, I know.
In half a mile, turn left onto Albemarle Road. In a quarter of a mile, merge onto M20.
Oh. Sat-nav's working perfectly as usual. Right, welcome back everybody. I've literally just scooted through town, through Ashford where I live. Just joining the motorway. And I'm going to run. I've got the temperature set to 18 degrees. I've got the AC on auto. I've got the AC on. Actually, I'll turn the AC off because it's not a warm day. And I'm going to set the cruise control to, let's set it to cruise control ready. Let's set it to, let's go 60, I'm going to go 66 miles an hour, which is, I think that's a fair speed for the motorway. I know obviously you can do 70 quite happily, but 66 is okay. That will save me a little bit of electricity as well. Now this car, I was very lucky. I've got a very good spec on it. So it's got the, I can't remember what BMW called it. Do they call it the adaptive cruise, intelligent cruise? Whatever it is. I don't know if you can see the screen there. But basically you can set the speed, and there's a camera behind the rear view mirror that watches what's in front of you quite cleverly, and will slow down and brake for you if you get close to a vehicle. So I did use it when I collected this car from Hertfordshire, and I set the cruise control. I can't remember what I set it at to, but I set it, and I don't think I touched any of the pedals for miles and miles, because it just does its own thing. If you can gauge distances and gaps, and you can obviously slide out into the traffic when you're getting close to stuff, it works absolutely fine. You can adjust the distance. That's the wrong button. I am still learning this car. It's this button. You can adjust the distance for how close you want to get to cars. I think 4 blocks is closest, which seems to work best, because if you put it on 1 block, it starts slowing down a long way before you get to anything. So I've reset the trip meter. I've just done about 4.5 miles. Range is showing 162 miles. and I reset the kilowatt hours thing as well, so that's now saying 3.2, which is what it's running at the moment. Obviously that includes some town use, and I'm running an Eco Pro because that doesn't seem to drop anything off apart from the throttle response, and when you're on the motorway you don't really need throttle response, especially when you're running on the active cruise. So let's see what we get to. I will be running the stereo and I'll be running it nice and loud because I like my music, so I'm not going to sacrifice any comforts. And obviously if it gets chilly I'll turn the aircon up. I'm not driving an electric car and saving battery power by, see look, this guy's pulled in front of me, the little red car flashes up red and it slows me down a little bit until he creeps away. Yeah, I'm not going to sacrifice comfort just because I've got a car that's got a battery in it. No, you know, I'm not a martyr. So let's see how we get on for my first long trip. I've never actually charged at a proper charging station on the motorway either, so that would be an experience. But we'll see how we get on. Why are you beeping at me? Why are you flashing red? It does this sometimes. I think it picks up road signs. It gives you a warning that you've got, because it's got the crash protection system as well. And I think it gives you a warning that you're getting close to something, but I'm not. Right. You probably saw that HGV in front of me. So it did slow down at 56 miles an hour. Pull out to overtake and it'll speed back up again. So it is clever. Anyway, enough of my waffle. I'm hoping you can hear me. Let's give this a bit of a cruise. Let's do some miles, and we'll see how we get on. And we'll see what the gauges do with regards to kilowatts per mile and all that EV bollocks. So I will catch you later because I want to put my tunes back on. If I put them on now, this video will get blocked because of music copyright. So, oh, there's a Tesla going past me. Being smug in a Tesla way, no doubt. Should have bought a nicer car. You might have a big screen, but you haven't got this. Oh, this loveliness of a dash in your dull Tesla. I could call him a sheep, but I won't. Right, anyway, catch you soon. I've got a funny feeling I just did a whole few minutes of absolute waffle and I didn't set the camera to record. No, I didn't, did I? Or did I? I think I probably did, yeah. Right, catch you later. We're back again. Quick update, only because we're on the M26 and it's the dullest motorway in the world. It just goes between the M20 and the M25 and there's nothing on it. There's no services after the last exit. It's only about, I don't know, 10 miles, but it's dull as dishwater, so I thought I'd have a waffle. So we are just got to 33 miles in, still sat at 66 miles an hour. The guesser meter, which is what everyone calls the range thing on the i3, it's done 142 miles. I've done 33 miles exactly. So obviously the range is creeping up a little bit because I think we started at a predicted range of 158 when I left home, something like that. Anyway, the kilowatt hours is slowly creeping up. It did get up to 4 kilowatt hours, but I've just gone up quite a long, slow hill and it dropped it down to 3.8. So it'll be interesting to see what that does over the whole trip. The sat-nav's still working nicely in the old 3D printed holder from my phone. Right, you can see this car pulled in front of me. The red light, if you can see the dash, has crept up on the screen, but we didn't slow down. Although no, I can feel the car slowing a little bit. The old active cruise. Active cruise is working perfectly, even in a bit of heavy traffic. It worked fine. Talking of heavy traffic, this has got a feature on the wheel. I did press it earlier. If I press it now, what does it say? Traffic jam assist available up to 35 miles an hour. Now, apparently traffic jam assist, if you're stuck in a queue on the motorway, you can press the button and you don't touch anything allegedly, I think from memory, it keeps with the flow of traffic, and apparently it keeps you in your lane. Now I don't know if that works or not, and I don't know about the lane bit. I haven't read the book yet, quite obviously, because I'm a bloke. But as much as I don't want to get stuck in traffic, I'm hoping I'll catch a little bit of traffic at some point, because I want to test that and see if it works. So far so good. So yeah, 140, just got to 35 miles, 139 miles of range. So effectively we've gone from 158 to 175-ish for the range. There's a lot of traffic spanking down this motorway. I mean, we're doing 66, which is a genuine, on my phone, 64. 64, do you know what, that's how I'm happy at that. I'll see what it does on the way there, and I might actually just bang it up to 70 all the way home and see what happens, see what it does to the range. But so far so good. Car's comfortable, and it really is comfortable. I'm not just saying that. If it wasn't, I'd say it was dog shit, but it's not. These seats, considering how thin they are and how, I guess, lightweight they are, they're really comfy. We're not talking, I think probably the comfiest car I've ever had was a Volvo V70 from the early 2000s, V70 diesel. Do you know, those seats were just epic. Oh, they were like comfortable armchairs. They were lovely. The old V70, what a car, eh? Anyway, let's see how we get on. But yeah, we're still looking good. We are. Got to look at this sat nav. We're 97 miles to the services, which is Membry Services, which is my planned stopping point to refill with electricity. So that should give me plenty of range in the bag, but we'll see. So 97 miles there. We're currently showing 137, 136. So that should give us, well, 40 miles range effectively in the bag, but we'll see what it says when we get there. I'll try and remember that. There you go. The milliwatt miles per kilowatt has crept up to 3.9 because we've leveled back out again. Right, enough of my name drivel. Let's do some more miles and we'll see how we get on. Catch you soon. Right, smart motorways. I'm gonna have a rant here. M25 just past Clackett Lane, and we've got a warning there's a stranded vehicle. So some poor sod now is sat in a live lane and they're relying on the traffic to actually get out of their lane. Obviously there was a sign earlier to tell us to move away from the inside lane. However, right, I'm not touching any pedals at the moment, and it has just come on the little symbol. There's a steering wheel has come on. You probably can't see it. There's a steering wheel that has come on under the cruise control. Now I'm assuming that means we're in automatic mode. So right, I'm gonna let go of the steering wheel. I don't trust this. Why are you beeping at me? Do I need to press a button? Right, okay. Self-steer. Self-steer? Right, traffic jam assist is available. So I'm now currently not touching any pedals or the steering wheel. Oh, keep hands on the wheel. Someone did tell me that actually. There's a some sort of resistor on the wheel. You know, like when you touch your phone, it knows from the current in your body that you touch the screen. Someone told me that the steering wheel does the same thing on an i3. Oh, we're moving, brake. Jesus Christ, I'm not sure I'm safe about, I'm happy about this. It does work though. When that guy moved out, we did fill the slot. He's a bit worried though. But it's working. Okay, well, right. I don't really know what the advantage of that is. I guess it means you haven't got to think about anything. Look at that twat. Fucking bellend. Lane's closed because someone's stranded, and you've got absolute bellends still driving down a closed lane that is closed. Pricks. Yeah. It's closed for safety. Fucking idiots. Why is it saying ready? Why didn't it move forwards then? The thing about all these people jumping down this inside lane means that it just takes longer for everybody to merge when we get to it. So I might see if I can slide out to a middle lane in a minute. Anyway, enough of my ranting. Are we going to move forwards again? Go on then. Go on then. No. Or are we? Maybe you have to accelerate and it stops itself. I'll read the book. I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me what you're supposed to do, because it does stop you. Maybe you've got to press the throttle to actually get it started again. Right, let's worry about that another time. Anyway, YouTubes, catch you in a minute. Right, sit rep. One thing before I say the next thing, Motorway's got these joints in, and these tyres, don't half bang through the joints, if you know what I mean. You can really feel it. Sort of, you know, clunk, 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 clunk as you're driving along. But anyway, that's just part of the thin, high pressure. Are they high pressure tyres? I don't know. Anyway, common services. My daughter bought me a lovely big mug that takes about half a litre of tea, and that half a litre of tea.
In 200 yards, at the roundabout, take the third exit onto the M25 slip road.
Yes. That half a litre of tea has decided it wants to exit. So I've got.
In 300 yards, turn right.
Up. I've got 70 miles to go, I think. What do we know? 68 miles to Motorway services. I don't think my bladder's going to make 68 miles. So I'm going to have a quick stop here to use the loo. And do you know what I'm going to do? There's Ionity chargers, okay? I don't know what Ionity are. Well, they're chargers. I'm going to pull up and chuck a quick 10-minute charge in. Why not? Because it makes sense.
Turn
because
right.
Oh, shut up. I don't want to pause that because I can't be asked to restart it. But it makes sense to chuck a quick 10-minute charge in while I use the facilities, because that'll save me 10 minutes a bit later when I get to Membry. That's my man maths working.
In a quarter of a mile, slide left.
Right, let's get back to these chargers. And we'll find out, is there more than one set of chargers? Oh, some more chargers over there as well. Let's go there.
Take the next right, then turn left.
What's that say? Grid Serve. Right, well, let's try Grid Serve, because Ionity are quite a big brand name. So my thinking is I've probably got less chance with Grid Serve. If there's a free charger. Is there a free charger?
In 200 yards, slide left.
There is a free charger. Okay. Let's give it a go, shall we? Oh, silence. It is quite nice actually, with it being quiet. Alright. I might have to move that over just a little bit. I don't know how long these. I was going to say hoses. They're not hoses, are they? They're cables. Let's roll that in. Right. I'll switch off and I'll be back to you in a few seconds. Either with good news or bad news. Right, I'm back already. The two hoses, the two wires that I thought were on that, one of them is for, I think it's called Chademo, which is some ancient plug. So best not have music, even though it is public image. So that's no good. You can't use that, it doesn't fit my car. So there we go, first issue with the old charger. So Ionity. Okay, let's give this a go. Plenty of chargers. even though this is a main set of services. Shush. Right, let's give this a go. I'll be back to you in just a second to update. Right, I'm back. Now, I don't know whether this will work because of the old 4K thing, but I'm charging. So the procedure there was basically unplug the hose, wire, cable, charging, whatever you want to call it. Plug it into the car, as you might be able to see in the mirror. Then you go back to the screen, tap your card, which takes 40 quid, so it's 40 quid prepayment. So I don't know how long that takes to come back, but obviously if you're a bit skint and you're charging your car and you're on a long trip, that's a lot of 40 quid to come out. So that's something to bear in mind. But anyway, plugged it in, tapped my contactless card, payment was authorised, started charging. So time for a quick wee and then we'll come back. It was on 61%, I think it said. So let's give it a few minutes. I'll come back and I'll see what these chargers have done. But there's plenty of chargers here, so no issue with getting a charger. But yeah, let's have a go. See you in a minute. Right, I'm back. Quick wee stop. Now the thing I have noticed is obviously this is leaning against my car now, this cable charging lead. If I parked the other way round, that would have probably negated that issue. But I've been here for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. I don't know if you can see that. It says 76%. It is 8 minutes. I don't know what 7 kilowatts. Is that what it's giving me? 7 kilowatts? 49 kilowatts an hour. But I need to get a move on. So let's press stop. It says stopping. I don't know if you can see the screen. Charging is stopped. Okay. Thank you for charging. Final state of charge 77%. Total charge time 8 minutes, 7 kilowatts delivered. Okay. Right. Guess we can just unplug this now. We can. And then we chuck it back in there. That's it. Right, done. I've got some Motorway charging flaps. They are nice. They're a lot easier than the standard ones. I like those. Right then. Let's get back in the milk float. And let's see what we got. Back up to 152 miles of range. That's not bad for 8 minutes. These things do charge quick. Right, let's shut this off now and crack on to memory for a bit of lunch, because there was a bloody noodle bar in the services and all I could smell was Chinese and it's making me hungry. But it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I shouldn't really have noodles at 10 o'clock in the morning. So let's crack on to memory and we'll see how we're doing for charge there. See you in a bit. Back again quite quickly, straight out the services, straight into a queue. So that's a good move, taking a quick leak. Now I was stopped for, well, I was charging for 8 minutes and what did I chuck in? 30 miles of range, something like that. So that's not bad, you know, that's not bad. I'm quite impressed with that. It was fairly painless. Obviously, maybe I should have just gone for the big main chargers to start with, the Arnotty chargers. Maybe I should have done that. Hold on, right, let's try the old traffic jam assist. Cruise control is ready. Traffic jam assist available up to 35 miles an hour. Let's set the cruise. Traffic jam assist is on. Right, let's try this again. Can you hear that bumping? Where the tarmac or the concrete is jointed. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue if you're doing a lot of miles in an I3 on crap roads like this. So that's one thing to bear with. I mean, obviously it's designed as a city car, so you're not expected to do it. And generally on the roads I'm on, it's nice and smooth, to be fair. But there you go, one negative. But the pain of charging so far, I know it's only one charger, and you know, maybe I got lucky, but so far that was pretty good. However, the chargers I went to start with, the ones that had the double socket, the Chademo and the Type 2, that I couldn't use because there was someone there, there was a guy there with a BMW 5 Series electric, whatever they are, i5. I'm guessing they're an i5. And he was on the phone to whatever the company was. Oh look, Haas F1 team. Boo! Shouldn't have got rid of Gunther. Unfriended on Facebook and all that sort of stuff. Unfollowed on Instagram. Anyway, yeah, it's another subject. Yeah, this guy was on the phone. He was obviously on the phone at the charging company. He was reading card numbers out and he was doing loads of stuff. I went inside the services. When I came back out, he was still on the phone. So he was obviously having issues. I don't know what they were. Maybe he's got a contract to use that charger and he gets it cheaper. No idea, but he was having problems. But for me, yeah, no issues. So let's turn the cruise up to, what is it, it's a 50 limit. Let's turn the cruise up to 50. And let's see. Yeah, go on, you pull in front of me there. Yeah, go on, you fucking bellend. Yeah, because you want to turn off there, don't you? But you want to jump the queue. Twat. Anyway, enough of my moaning. Let's see if we can get through this traffic. Let's see if the old traffic jam assist, which at the moment is working. Everyone's braking. Yeah, it does make me a little bit nervous relying on my technology doing it, but it seems to work. So I have got 65 miles to go. I've got AC/DC, whole lot of Rosie. Yes. What am I doing? Oh, lane too narrow or not detected. Oh, that's interesting. Let's try and turn it back on again. That's better. We got into a point there where the lane markings weren't very clear, and the car flagged up that he didn't like that. So that's fair enough, I guess. If you can't see where it's going, it can't see where it's going. But it's working at the moment. So the mileage thing, the old thing, is 4.2 miles per kilowatt, which I think is pretty good. Apparently anything over 4 is alright for an EV. So let's see how we get on. Right, catch you soon. Cheers, ta-da. Back again. We are just up to Memory Services, which is my, or the place that I'd planned to fully charge the car. Mileage remaining in the battery is 54 miles. Obviously I'm here now, so that's...
Take the exit, then slide left.
Shut up. So that top up definitely worked. Just switch the old cruise off. Yeah, the top up definitely worked. Just to give it
slide
a turn.
Left, then turn right.
Shut up, go away, I turned you off. So we're here now to top up the batteries, car parking. The only thing I did do, which is a bit of a cock up, is I didn't swap it back to Eco Pro.
Take the next right, then your destination will be on the...
off. Yeah, I didn't put Eco Pro on, so I was in comfort for pretty much 90% of that last bit, which was a bit of a cock up. I should have noticed that. Right, chargers, they're down there. Okay, let's see what they are. We've got a free charger. We've got free chargers. Yeah, you just walk across the road there. Yeah, no problem at all. Right, we have a free charger. So let's drop it in there. I don't know what make these are. Yeah, don't worry mate, you just slide out. No worry at all. These are quite narrow parking bays, I'll give it that. Let's just square this up a little bit, and then we'll have a look at what we got, shall we? Okay, right, these are grid serve, so I'm guessing they work the same as the other ones work. They've got 2 charging points, so let's see where we get on. Back in a sec. Right, well that took literally seconds. Instructions on the screen said plug the car in, so I plugged the car in. It then said swipe the card. So I swiped the payment card and it just said charging almost instantly within seconds. So we are, what are we on? 50 miles, 12:31. I don't know what 12:31 is. So 50 miles, I don't know what it's pumping out. I'll jump out and have a look actually, shall I? What are we charging at? We are charging at 45 kilowatts at 79p a kilowatt, which isn't great, but there you go. It is what it is. And straight away we are 51 miles. So let's go get something to eat. Hopefully they got a noodle bar. And 52 miles. It's charging quick. Yeah, and hopefully they got a noodle bar and I can get some noodles. So yeah, see you in a bit. Right then, just watching the Auto Alex podcast while I eat my lunch in my car with the air conditioning on, just sat here in quite a lot of comfort. Bit of a disaster, not on the charging front, that went very smoothly. Noodle bar was here at this services, Membry Services, they have a noodle bar. I went upstairs all excited, walked up there, bit of orange chicken, bit of special fried rice, some noodles. They didn't open till midday. At that point it was 11:30, and I thought I'm not going to sit around to wait for them to open. Unfortunately the time now is bloody midday, so they're probably open now, but I've just charged up. So switch the car on. What do we have? We have 147 miles of range. What are we at percentage wise? We are at 97% battery. Don't know if you can see that. I didn't charge it to 100 because apparently the last few takes the longest amount of time. So I'm going to chuck my phone back in the holder, stick some tunes on and carry on the last part of my journey. But that was painless. In the time it took me to literally eat my dinner, throw the rubbish in the bin, I was back up to almost a full charge. So far so good, I've got to say. I haven't stopped for any longer than I would normally. I'll stop for a quick comfort break, as they say, and chucked a few percentage in there, and then I've just had my lunch and chucked and then topped the battery up. So far so good. Right, let's keep going towards up to the Pond 7, where I'm meeting with a very old good friend of mine, my oldest friend Simon, where we're going to be fettling his bike in preparation for a motorcycle trip to Wales in the summer. So I'll catch you all soon. You never believe this, but obviously as I did the little bit then and said I was just watching the Auto Alex podcast, which is one of my favourite channels actually on YouTube. I saw a lovely little Beamer parked up. Just going to stop up here. Yeah, I'm fucking parking, you twat. And I thought that looks familiar. It was Rory from the podcast, well, from the Auto Alex channel. So I pulled up next to him, said hello very quickly, nice car, and said, say hello to your mum. And he laughed and just went, oh, for fuck's sake. So yeah, happy days. So let's get my tunes back on. And this carry on to that there Worcestershire. Catch you soon, cheers. Only me again. A417. Now I'm just trying something. Cruise control is on, it's set to 60, and obviously I'm now stuck in slow moving traffic. So I'm going to see if I don't actually come to a halt, whether the cruise control will do all of the accelerating and braking for me. You probably can't see, but my foot is nowhere near the pedals. I'm covering obviously the brake just in case technology lets me down. But so far it's working well. And I know this bit because there's a roundabout up ahead and all the traffic just seems to slow here to the roundabout. I don't know why, but every time I've ever been to Simon's it's always been the same. But I'm normally on a bike, so you can spank it. There's enough room between cars and the double white lines to spank it down the middle. Not spank it, you know what I mean, to make progress down the middle of the road. So I don't normally get stuck in this, but I thought I'd just chuck the camera on just to see how it's working. But since we left the motorway, we've been on A roads up and down, bit of dual carriageway. It did drop now to 4 miles a kilowatt for the car, but do you know what? It's been absolutely fine. I'll probably do a full chat about it on the way back, because this is going to be, it'll be one video, but it'll be in 2 halves. It'll be obviously the route out and the route back. Now, is it going to stop? Is it going to stop me? It is going to stop me. It's not going to pull away again though, is it? Or will it? Oh, oh, oh. It is. Ah. Look at this. And this is with cruise control, but I didn't come to a complete halt. If I come to a complete halt, I've got a feeling that it will stop. I'm going to run this to the roundabout, just in case we do stop, because I'll be interested to find out if that will work. But yeah, the little i3...
In 200 yards, at the air balloon roundabout, take the first exit and stay on A417.
I know. The little i3, I'm more than impressed with it. Yeah, it's great. The last sort of, what have I done? Best part of 1,000 miles in it. It's been really good. It's been easy. It's been trouble-free. It's been cheap. 7p a kilowatt to charge at home. It's always charged up, ready to go, because I don't do that many miles in it. This was my first proper long trip, which is, say, 200 miles either way, give or take a few. And so far, yeah, I've got no complaints. It's comfy, it's fairly quiet, could be better on the motorway, but it's not a motorway car. You can't have everything, and if you want a small car for, you know, city use and commuting, which is what this is designed for, don't moan if it's not fantastic on the motorway. Right, I'm gonna have to brake here because I've got nothing in front of me. Here we go, first exit. I'll pull away.
Exit the roundabout onto A417.
Because I had to brake, it dropped off the
A417 for 4 miles.
Dropped off the cruise. So let's resume it. Yeah, that's working well. So even in slow moving traffic and all that sort of stuff, the cruise control, active cruise control works. So if you are lucky enough to have active cruise control, or whatever they call it, it is a rare option, but for my eyes at the moment, I think I've probably been on that for at least 95% of this journey. It does take a lot of the thought out of it. I'm not saying you shouldn't concentrate on driving, of course you should. You know, you should watch where you're going and be ready to brake and all that sort of stuff. But for maintaining distances and gaps, and it's been spot on. I can't complain. Right then, what have I got? I've got 24 miles to go. 126 miles in the battery. Plenty. Which should get me back to Membry for my return journey, which is my charging point on the return. So, catch you soon. Back again. I'm towards Upton now, which is where Simon lives. So 40 limit. Let's drop the cruise down. And it's been painless, I've got to say. No issues with charging. It hasn't taken me any longer than it would have taken me in a petrol car for this trip, because so I stopped for a quick comfort break, if you want to be modern, where I chucked it on charge for 10 minutes, stretched my legs, and then I stopped for lunch and it charged over lunch. There was at no point was I sat not doing anything I would normally be doing. I wasn't sat in the car waiting for it to charge, watching the percentages click up. Literally, I finished my lunch, chucked the rubbish in the bin, unplugged the charger, and off I went. And I've got here, I'm a couple of miles away of that. Obviously I'm not going to, you know, run you to his house. But I'm going to end up with 110 miles range. So, yeah, everything's working well. It's all good. I'm not sure I'd use this for a longer journey, if you've got to stop more than once, but I'll probably...
In a quarter of a mile, at the roundabout, take the second
I know. Yes, yes. Yeah, I'll do a chat on the way back for like a summing up, if you like. But so far, the route out, it's going to be just short of 200 miles. It's been painless. So, yeah, what can you say? Go on, brake, brake, brake. Ah, this technology thing. Brake, brake. brake, you can increase the speed. No, I'll do that manually, I think. Let's switch this off. But the adaptive cruise has been a bonus. Literally 95% of my journey, if not actually probably more than that, has been on adaptive cruise. It's been great. Right, catch you on the return trip, but so far so good. Take care, YouTubes. Speak soon. Morning everybody, following day. After a very successful day yesterday, fettling a lovely Kawasaki ZX7R. If you know what one of those is. If you really want to be bored, we did chain sprocket set, valve clearances and a carb balance, and it's running lovely. And it's a really nicely put together bike. You know, Kawasaki's in the 90s. This one is just so nicely put together. Everything's really nice in it. Anyway, back to the i3. So heading home today. I've left Simon's house and my range is showing 113 miles. I'm doing memory services on the way home, which according to my sat nav is 61 miles away.
At the roundabout, take the first exit onto A4104.
Yes. So yeah, I'm just over an hour away. I'll see what I get to Membry. I should get there with, what should I get there with, 53 miles, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I'll have a look when I get there and we'll see how we go. So, see you in a bit. Right then, Membry services on the return route.
Yards, you will arrive at your destination.
I know I will, I'm here. So, let's look for the charging sockets.
You have arrived.
I know I've arrived. Okay, cars. Let's look for the chargers. They're over there. Okay. I've got 29 miles, which is a bit less than I thought, but it's been quite hilly. I don't know which way the wind's blowing. I know that probably makes a difference. So let's scoot to the chargers. But the good news is, and the important thing is, we are just going up to 10 to 12, and obviously on my way up to Simon's, the needle bar didn't open till 12, so I'm hoping. What is that? You got to go the other side. For fuck's sake! I thought it'd be both sides. I'm going the wrong way. Who cares? Alright, let's try again. But there are 3 charging points. However, I've got a feeling that is one of those Chadamo leads which I can't use. Shush. Right, let me go have a look. Right, okay, there's only 2 charging sockets here. One is a type 2, the other one is one of these funny Chadamos, which is the round pin, which I can't use. And there's only 2 chargers here, so I can't charge here currently. So it's going to be a case of having a look at both of these chargers and seeing which one is about to expire, if that makes sense, and then we'll play it by ear. So back in a sec. Right, they both got about, one of them's got about 15 minutes left, but that's assuming the person returns in 15 minutes. However, there is a sign saying Tesla vehicle charging just around the corner, so what I might do is have a quick look and see if I can charge there, if I need an app or something like that. And if not, I might scoot around the corner and see if I can use a Tesla charger. So let's see how that goes. Right, update. Still waiting for someone to vacate the chargers. So I'm going to go around to the Tesla supercharger bay and I'm going to see if I can use one. I have just tried to download the app and that's still downloading at the moment, because I think you need the app to be able to use a Tesla supercharger. So let's go around there and find out. If not, the next services are Reading, which apparently is 23 miles and I have 27 miles of range. So let's slide in here and see if we can use one of these. Which will probably upset a Tesla owner by doing it. But you know what, I don't care, because I need some electricity. Right, let's see how we get on with the app. I'll be back in a second. Oh, look at that. It looks like they use it for free parking. There's a Tesla there. They've just come back to it. It's not even plugged in. They're just using it as free parking, where they can just go straight to the services. Now that is a bit of a piss take. So let's have a play with these chargers, see what we can do. Right, update time. Can't charge here on the superchargers, so I'm going to try and get back round to the services, but I don't think I can, because I think this is just the exit. There's no way to get round there. Right. And there are no charges at the petrol station, obviously. So I have 27 miles and I've got 23 miles to services. So I'm going to go into Eco Pro, which apparently shuts everything down and gives you the maximum mileage. That's now up to 32 miles, but it restricts you to, I think it's 56 miles now on the motorway. So that might now be what I have to do. I'm going to set the cruise to 56. Okay, we are now set to 56 miles an hour, 32 miles, ready in services. Let's give it a go. So that's the first fly in the ointment, because not only that, but I haven't got my bloody noodles either. So yeah, not as smooth as I was hoping, but only having 2 chargers at a motorway service station is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Members services, that is disgraceful. 2 chargers on the M4 for a major service. So right, well, let's see how we go. 56 miles an hour, and I'll report when I get to the next services, assuming I do, or I'll be broken down on the motorway. So catch you in a bit. Well, I've not gone too far and we've hit traffic. The good news is my mileage has actually gone up to 34 miles in Eco Pro Plus, and I'm still running in the old intelligent cruise control, whatever you want to call it. I can't remember what they call it. So I'm not having to use any pedals, it is just doing it all for me, stuck behind the AA truck, which is probably quite relevant just in case I need, well, I might want the RAC, but yeah. So I've got a few miles yet to services. I should have enough, but this is just one of those. So I've got 19 miles to services, 35 miles in the battery. This is where EVs, or the infrastructure, isn't up to the job, because there should have been a bank of chargers there when they sold, what was it, I can't remember what it was it either 1 or 2 million EVs last year? And you pull to a major motorway services that has 2 chargers, both of which are occupied, with no signs of anybody coming back. And the Tesla chargers, they were free chargers, but it said I couldn't use them. So even with the app, it said it wasn't suitable, because all the superchargers haven't been unlocked by Tesla yet, because they want to sell them for their customers, I guess. So there you go. That is the downside of owning an EV, is if you're doing longer journeys, you have to guarantee that there's going to be somewhere where you can put some electricity back in your car, and I've already found this isn't the case. Now I stopped with plenty in the battery, which has been quite sort of fortuitous really, because obviously I can't charge there. Now I had a quick look at the Zap map for Reading and it said there's loads of chargers, so I should be alright. I say should be. We'll find out in 20 miles, but at the moment we're stuck in heavy traffic, which actually seems to be increasing the battery range because we're going pretty slow. So I'm up to 35 miles now, and it's a 40 limit. So 40 miles an hour, to be fair, is a time when I'm quite happy doing 40 because it's saving me battery power. But let's see how we get on. You'll either see me at a charger entering Reading services, or you'll see me at the motorway on the hard shoulder. Catch you in a bit. Right, some good news. Well, I hope good news, because I had another look at the map and there is a service station which is closer, which is Chieveley Services, which is where I've just arrived, which was only a few miles away. Now all I need is a charger at Chieveley Services, and I've just seen where they are. So let's have a roll round and have a look. They are grid serve chargers. I think I used a grid serve at the last one. And there seems to be a free charger. Oh, another i3. Look at that. It could be i3 friends. So let's slide in there. They call that the Stormtrooper version. Okay, this is looking promising. But I'll be honest, it's a bit fucking stressful. You shouldn't need to have to worry about shit like that. You should better just pull up and get a charger. So yeah, I've got to say I'm not 100% impressed so far. The journey up, seamless, smooth, didn't cost me any more time than I would have spent you know, on a normal trip. But this journey back, you don't need this hassle. Let's see if we can charge it up and see how we go. Right, we're charging. The first charger I went to, I was trying to plug it in, couldn't get it to work, and the kind lady next to me in a Jag she couldn't get it to work, but she was literally just leaving. So I unplugged and then moved over a bay to another charger, and it is now charging. So at least we can get some power back in the car. I'll have a quick look on my map and see how far it is home, and obviously I can work out how many miles I need and chuck a few in reserve, and see where we go from there. But right, time for food. Let's hope they do noodles. If they do noodles, that might be this journey salvaged. If they don't, then I'll call this one a disaster so far. Right, speak soon. Cheers. Disaster. Ended up with Marks and Spencer's king prawn, tomato and basil pasta salad and a bottle of water, which is a far cry from noodles and orange chicken and rice. So I'm very disappointed. On the plus side, well, I say the plus side, it is charging. You probably can't see that. I'm now at 36% after 10 minutes, but it's only charging at 8.5 kilowatts an hour. So this might take me a while. However, if I unplug that, I'm currently on 63 miles of range. I still don't know what the 1348 means. I'll have to look in the book. But anyway, let's have some lunch, which I would have anyway. So to be fair, this isn't taking me any time other than having to find a place that works. And I'll show the phone holder. There you go, phone holder with a case. Works lovely. And there's a hole in the bottom for the power cable, which I disconnected on the last route because I wanted to save every single bit of electricity. But anyway, yeah, on eBay, well recommended. So I'll have my food and then we'll see where we are in a minute. Right, I'm back and I've chilled a little bit. I've had my pasta. Maybe I was hangry or just stressed about not finding a charger that worked and having a good moan. But anyway, the prawn pasta, Marks and Spencer's, highly recommended. It was really nice. I know this isn't a food review, but it was cracking actually. But car wise, again, I stopped no longer than I would have stopped. You know, use a loo, grab a bite to eat, sat in the car with the cooling on, and watched a YouTube video and ate food, finished my food, and I got 167 miles. So it did actually ramp up the charging towards the end. So that's plenty to get home. The sat nav is telling me it's 122 miles, so I should have roughly 40 miles in reserve. So I will plug my phone back in. Now I can charge it up. And I will be putting my tunes back on. So I won't put those on just yet because of copyright. So hopefully the next thing you hear from me will be a little bit of a summing up. I'm going to have a think about that for the next couple of hours because that's as long as it's going to take me probably. I'm going to have a think about this trip, good points, bad points. Do a little summing up and hopefully that should be the end of it. So yeah, catch you all soon, fingers crossed. Self-steering. So I'm in traffic, it's activated. I've got my hands just very lightly on the wheel, one finger either side, so it thinks I'm holding the wheel, because otherwise it flags up that I'm not. But it is completely self-steering. I can feel the wheel moving backwards and forwards. It's keeping a steady gap to the car in front of me. It's working. You could probably play a game where you shut your eyes and let it do the job, but obviously I'm not going to. But it only works at 35 miles an hour. So now we're at 35 miles an hour. I'm guessing we'll have to accelerate past it. But we're still in a 40 limit, so, right. But yeah, it works. So whatever I was doing earlier, I wasn't letting it do it properly. But now we're back into 40. Set to 40 miles an hour. Foot off the pedals. And let the cruise do its stuff. Happy days. Right, as promised, a little bit of a wrap up of this journey. But just to add, I stopped at Clackett Lane Services on the way back just for a quick comfort break, as they say, or in other words, a splash and dash. And while I was there, I thought, you know what, same way as I did on the way to Upton, I thought I'd shut the car on a charger for 5-10 minutes while I, you know, use it and stretch my legs, just to chuck. I think at Upton, at Cobham, it chucked 30 miles in, so I thought I'd just do that. Pulled up at the GridServe chargers. There were quite a few free. Pulled up next to a guy in a Taycan, and as I got out, he was chatting to another couple, and I overheard a conversation that the chargers weren't working. So I spoke to him, and he said there was a problem with the payment, and he'd just been on the phone to GridServe, and they said it's going to take about 45 minutes to sort out. And from what he could gather, it was a nationwide issue. So I don't know whether anyone else had that problem today, which is, what are we today? Sunday the, whatever we are, middle of April 2024, if you're watching this in the future. So if someone had those issues, then yeah, that was it. It was a payment problem, so I didn't bother. Not that it was an issue for me, because I've got 45 miles in the battery, and I've only got 14 miles to get home. So I'm going to get home with 30 miles spare, and then just plug it into my 3-pin granny charger and let it do the business at 7p a kilowatt over the next couple of days before I need it for work on Tuesday. Yeah. So overall, I would say it was a successful trip. The car's comfortable. If I'm sort of reviewing the car, I guess, the car's comfy. It does everything you need it to do. It's quiet. It's not the quietest on the motorway because it's got skinny fat tyres, but it's also not the loudest. Range wise, it's fine for a commuter, and obviously if you're doing sort of maybe 200-mile journeys, as I did this weekend, it's okay if you have a reliable charging network, because on the way there with a reliable network I didn't stop for any longer than I would with a petrol car, because you know I stopped to use the loo, put it on charge, stopped for my lunch, put it on charge, and that was it. It was sorted, and I arrived in Upton with 100 miles left in the range. The way back was the issue, because obviously I went to stop at memory services and there were no free chargers. The chargers were nearly finished charging, but there were no signs of anyone coming back, so I waited a while, probably waited for 5-10 minutes, still no signs of anybody, so I thought I'd try the Tesla chargers. They've obviously not been opened up yet for other cars. If they have, then I couldn't get them to work. So I then headed down the the M4 towards London to, well, aiming for Reading, but luckily there was Cheveley services, which was only a few miles from memory. Stopped at Cheveley, and that was zero issue free. Plugged the car in, swiped the card. Mercedes is Motorway. Yeah, plugged the card in, swiped the card, and I wonder if that's an unmarked police car behind it. It was a big Volvo XC. That'd be funny if it was. Yeah, and it started charging immediately. Happy days, no issues. Went and got, unfortunately, not my Chinese. Absolutely gutted about that. So that was a low point of the trip. But got the Marks and Spencer meal, which was very nice. Yeah, you know, I shouldn't complain. It's probably healthier than noodles. By the time I'd eaten that, I was watching a bit of YouTube, bit of Seen Through Glass, which is another channel I like. By the time I sort of had my food and watched the video, thrown my stuff in the rubbish bin, the car was charged up, ready to go. So again, apart from the fact there were no chargers, which is a big issue, then that wouldn't have taken me, again, any longer than normal. Now if you're doing a long journey, so I was going to the Lake District where you've got to stop multiple times, then it becomes a problem. Because the half hour, 35 minutes I was stopping, there's no problem when you're eating, when you're having a bite to eat, but you don't want to be doing that every 2 hours. And that's when it becomes an issue with a smaller battery EV. I know there are multiple EVs with bigger batteries, but then the bigger battery takes longer to charge. This was half hour, 35 minutes, and I was ready to go again. I know I sat at 66 miles an hour, I don't know why I picked 66, but 66 is a fair speed with the active cruise control on, and it has averaged 4.3 miles per kilowatt, which apparently is pretty decent, especially for something that doesn't look particularly aerodynamic. So all in all, yeah, apart from that one glitch where I couldn't get a charger, it was a successful trip. Had it not been for that, I'd have probably been raving now. But yeah, that was a pain in the arse. And if I didn't have the range to travel to the next charger, I would have just had to have sat in the car and waited for someone to come out, which isn't ideal. I will, when I get home, I will see if the money for the 2 motorway charge, or 3 if you count the splash and dash, if they've been taken out of my account, and I'll let you know what they cost, because obviously the charging at home at 7p a kilowatt is like less than 3 quid from zero, so if we call that 6 quid, we're overestimating that. So we'll see what it did, and then I'll have a quick think about what my 911 would have cost in petrol, just as a comparison. It's a bit irrelevant because a 911 isn't a commuting type car that does loads to the gallon, but it is my other car, so it is a saving for me personally over and above the cost of the electricity. So yeah, let us know what you think, if you agree or disagree, or want to have an anti-EV rant or pro-EV rant. I don't really care, because I'm still on the fence. I think they are a solution but not the solution. me this works as a commuter car. But let me know what you think, and as I say, there will be a couple of minutes after this clip where I just say what the final cost was. So take care everybody, and you'll see me in a few seconds. Well, not see me, but hear me. Cheers. Right then, after my EV road trip to up to the Pond 7, I said I'd do a quick update with regards to cost. Now I've had the bills, I don't know what you want to call it, statements, whatever. The result of the trip electricity wise in the i3, quirky little thing that it is, electricity cost me £49 and a few pence. So that's not too bad. I mean, it's a horrific cost when you consider that charging at home is 7p a kilowatt. But yeah, 49 quid plus some. Now if I'd have taken the Porsche 911, I've done the same calculation for the fuel with the miles per gallon that does, and I've been a little bit generous with that. I put 25 miles per gallon. It normally does a little bit less on a run, and that would have cost me 106 quid. So it's half price to take this, but obviously I did have the pain in the arse on the way back with the charging. So yeah, make it that what you will. So I hope you enjoyed that little video and it makes a bit of sense. Any questions, then shout, and there'll be probably less i3 stuff because it is just a car, and probably more two-wheeled stuff on the channel. So anyway, I hope that's helped out if any of you are considering an i3 and are considering doing longer trips. Cheers.